Los Angeles, what's going on? It's Ryan Dyrud here, co-host of the LA Football Podcast, founder of the LA Football Network, and we're doing another one of our LA football film studies. I'm trying to get these out every Tuesday. We're going through the rookie classes of the Rams and Chargers. We did Tutu Atwell 2 weeks ago. Little hiatus last week. I was back home visiting my dad, who's in the hospital. He is doing much better now, finally home. So those that are watching that have been reaching out, praying, all that, truly appreciate it. But he's good now. He's home. So now we can get back to it. So Asante Samuel Jr. is who we're doing today. So really excited to kind of get into it. When I was looking through his film before jumping on here, there's not a ton we can really break down. Like, I'm going to do my best, but he just doesn't get targeted a lot. So all the film, a lot of it's him just like on the other side of the play, running with his receivers. So we'll try to get you some substance there. Hopefully you can see what he's going to bring to this Chargers Chargers defense, and what kind of versatility he's going to bring in Brandon Staley's system that I think makes him such a huge weapon for what they want to do in that secondary. If you look at what the Rams did last year, Chargers fans, you can get a better idea of how they can probably utilize him all over that back end. But that's what we're going to get into. So this LAFB film study brought to you by Brewery X. My chums, my friends, they're down in Anaheim, the La Palma Beer Trail. It's right by Angel Stadium or Honda Center, I should say, off the 57 freeway. Awesome brewery, great guys. It's like a family atmosphere, huge proximity. They got outdoor dining, the beer garden. It's right at their brewery. They have awesome food, great beer, over 30 beers on tap, over 10 hard seltzers. Right now, I'm actually drinking this Slap and Tickle delicious IPA. I don't know if you're an IPA guy. I'm actually not a huge IPA guy, but this one's very good. All their IPAs are very good. All their beers are very good. So check out Brewery X. I'll have a link in the description below. You can order online. You can get takeout from them. You can get, growlers. They have canned beer. They're also available in Trader Joe's, Total Wine, Bevmo, pretty much anywhere you get alcohol. You can get Brewery X, and you're supporting local. So I think especially with everything we've been through this last year, that's what I'm looking for, is what LA companies can I help support and promote, and Brewery X is one of those. So with that being said, crack open a beer. Let's get this film study of Asante Samuel Jr. All right. So here we are. Florida State versus Notre Dame. You'll see on each little clip that I've added here, you'll see this little yellow indicator, yellow arrow that will show Asante Samuel Jr. He is number 26. So we'll try to make it as easy to find as possible. So this first play here, let's get it rolling. Again, a lot of these, it's like you're not going to really be able to see a whole lot. So we won't spend a ton of time on each individual play, because this is kind of a lot of what I watched, 10 games of Asante Samuel. And when you're trying to do film study on a corner, regardless, it's not like a center. I did centers a while back, and it's like they're touching the ball every play. Quarterback touching the ball every play. Receiver, you can at least get a feel of their route running. Whereas a play like this, plays away from him, roll out from Ian Book, and he's just going to kind of jog upfield because, it's way away from him. So a lot of it will be like that. We'll just get through this quickly, but I think you'll be able to at least get a gist of what he brings to his game. And this is actually one of the plays that I think is a good one to start off with. So here he is, outside corner. You'll see most of the time he lines up outside with Florida State. There'll be a few plays. Actually, he lined up as a safety once, lined up in the slot a couple times, but primarily he played fully outside Florida State, which is, I know, where the Chargers will probably want to utilize him most. They really want to get Chris Harris Jr. back in that slot. I mean, he is, I think, will go down as one of the greatest slot corners of all time. And so it's a disservice to not have him there. So they really want to get him there full time. But again, Brandon Staley moves guys around so much. So you're going to see these guys all over the field. But in base packages, Asante Samuel is going to be on the outside. So this is a running play. It looks like a zone read from the running back. If he wants to cut up, break outside, there's obviously nothing in the middle. So this is a really, your linebackers here in the middle here, kind of getting held a little bit there. But if they can't break that and get to this outside, and Asante can't break his block, this turns into a big play, and you have your safety obviously crashing down here. But it turns into a big play if he's not able to get off that. I'll wait for my little play thing to go away. There we go. So you can see, right away he reads this. I mean, his eyes, inside. You can see his head turn right there, which you want to see that anticipation from a corner. Because if he's out here just playing, grab ass and lollygagging with his receiver here, and all of a sudden he looks up, it might be too late. But he recognizes right away. I mean, this is going to be a play action, or if it's a handoff, he's already right now, already looking in. Ball is in the running back's hand, and he can, boom, immediately plant that foot, make a jump for it. So he doesn't overbear, because if he jumps in too quick inside, now all of a sudden this running back bounces it outside here, and he's probably gone because his safety's crashing down, and he's probably gone for a touchdown. So he's got to still keep his outside contained, so he forces the running back inside, funnels him inside back to where his backers are, back to where his safety's crashing down, but also he doesn't want to just be lazy and stand way out there where the guy's going to get a 10-yard gain. So I love the jump and anticipation there. You can see the linebackers actually, rekindle pretty good here on where they originally blocked, and ends up being not only pretty much a no gain. You see Asante saying here, just, keeping his outside contained, letting the big bodies get in there and hit. No sense throwing your body in there if you got 3 other guys already there. Oh, but look, then all of a sudden the ball's on the ground, and he's one of the first to jump on it, because you see so many times a corner, once here, play is pretty much done, right? Yeah, your 2 Florida State guys, you got another backer crashing down. He's containing. Done. Okay. He probably turns his head, claps his hands, does his little oh yeah, not going anywhere thing. Might miss out on this opportunity, but no, he keeps his head to where the football is the entire time till the whistle blows, jumps on that loose ball, and I believe they get the fumble recovery here. So I think that's a really good play that you don't hear a lot of corners in run support. That's another thing Chris Harris Jr. has been so good at in his career is in run support. And so when you can get that from one of your corners, specifically a second-round draft pick who's probably going to be a starter from day one, you really, pride yourself in that. So I think that's a good indicator there. This is just going to show a different camera angle that shows him crashing in. But again, the running back is not able to bounce it all the way outside, has to cut back in there because there he comes crashing down. You see, here he's looking. There's no holes. Maybe he wants to take it outside more. Sees Asante over here. So he's really got nothing to do. Cut back in. Play is done. Asante's there the whole time watching him. Ball's out. Dive on that football. Love it. All right, so here he is. He's not playing inside. There's just no receiver lined up outside. So this was I think this play actually goes for a big gain, but it's the way this play design is, he's essentially a free blitzer, if you will. If it ends up being, and it's a, run pass option here for the quarterback, or a run option, whatever he was going to do. Quarterback keeps it. Big loss there because Asante makes a good play on it. Ends up, Ian Book makes a good read there for the running back. You got a good block and a missed tackle there, and then he's going to just break this for a big gain. So we'll just let that play out because it's not really on Asante. He did exactly his job was that outside contain, make the quarterback make a decision, which he did. Okay, so here he is again. Here he is playing in a safety. So again, he does line up different spots of the field. I know we've Derek Ansley yesterday in his press conference talked about he loves his versatility, compared him to Derwin James even. I know it's an easy comparison because they both played at Florida State, but the comparison of just the versatility, because Derwin can put Derwin anywhere, he's going to make a play. Obviously he's best, being at a safety, can play in the box, can play, free, can really play anywhere, but that's kind of Asante. What they're getting at is you can put him anywhere and he's going to make a play. So here they have him actually lined up as the deep man on this play here, which you would think if he's your star outside corner, you'd have him lined up over here outside, or even coming around the receivers. But they have him deep, and it's not because he only plays one side of the field. You'll see throughout this film thing, he's on different sides of the field throughout the game. So this ends up being a running play that doesn't really have to get involved at all, but just to show you that he does line up elsewhere. And here he is now on the outside. So on this side of the field. So guy can play wherever. He's going to be, good, great coverage there. Just man. simple play. We don't need to get too much into it, but he's got a good cushion there. But you don't want to backpedal too much when you already have that much of a cushion, but you also don't want to get beat if he makes a double move or anything. So, sees the inside move and he is on him. I mean, that inside move, obviously you have the safety help too. And maybe this is a bad play design because then you get he ends up throwing the underneath route, which, ends up getting in. So, not the best defensive play design for that situation where they were. That's a good offensive call right there. Getting guys open in space, but Asante essentially did his job there. So, all right, I think he's lined up at the top. Nope, bottom of your screen there. There we go. We'll see what happens on this play. Okay, so we get a little trickery, or if you call it, this isn't really trickery anymore, but get a little receiver sweep. And again, so this is one of those plays where on the surface, you see it as, Asante, getting blocked, not making a play. But at the same time, as soon as he sees that handoff there, or toss, whatever you want to call it, and you get your little line here of your three guys, every guy has a job. And with football, again, as casual fans, not accusing anyone, but sometimes you see a player not make a specific play and you say, he was lazy or he missed the opportunity or this or that. But every player has a specific job. So in this sense, he's your outside contain guy. He's covering that part of the field, and his job is to make sure that now that he sees this handoff, this toss, this guy does not get around him. Because if he gets around him, he's gone. So he's kind of the last defense on that outside, fifth of the field. He's got two guys in between him that cover the inside of the field. I say that just because, you'll see him now getting blocked out here and really not involved in the play. But in reality, obviously I'm not in the headset, but just from, being around the game and watching a lot of these, his job is that outside contain, make sure that receiver doesn't turn that corner. Because look, if he turns that corner and gets away, ball game, gone. I mean, not ball game, but play over, like touchdown. So forces him back inside. Let your guys make a play. Trust your defense. Obviously a good gainer there still, offense did its job. But his job there was to force him back inside. So here's getting bottom of your screen. Ends up being a little play action pass to the other side of the field. We don't need to get into that. Move on to the next. Bottom of your screen again here. Looks like, this is a running play. So I do want to show you this, though. So fluid his hips are. If you've watched any OTA highlights and you see some of the drills they're running, his motion and his hips are so fluid, which is just so fun to watch. And just look how just smooth that looks. Not really running as faster. We'll see more as we go on, but all right, here's it. ISO'd again, down low. Kind of playing a zone there. Yeah, we don't need to get too much into that. Just playing zone. You see this a lot where they do this at the line of scrimmage. Either the play call comes in late or they're audibling a little bit. It looks like he was off man there and trying to kind of, get if they're audibling or changing stuff up. And he ends up coming in close up to, bump coverage, jam. Doesn't really jam him, but, stays with him step for step. Ends up being a running play, which the receiver does his job, clearing him out. So this is one that he would, it's tough when you got a receiver jailbreaking on a 9 route. It's hard to, turn your head inside. He already had inside leverage here, whereas if he had outside leverage, he would be able to look into that backfield. But once he's inside, if he were to turn his head back to the quarterback and it wasn't a running play, receiver's gone. So he's got to stay with them. So this is where you would have, depending on his stance, would have rather have him been on the outside. Because now he finally sees it's a running play. There's already no one there. Receiver kind of gets away with the hold here, to say the least. We'll see it from another angle, I believe. So really, I think that's another good play. Receiver did his job. Jailbreak him out there. He didn't have a lot of help, but if he was on outside leverage, he would have been able to look back into that backfield as opposed to seeing it so late. But, it's probably a little bit of a hold here. I like how he aggressive, physical corner, man, for his size. Physical corner for his size. So I'm really kind of surprised they didn't call that a hold. Probably because I'm sure if Asante fell, they may have, but because he didn't, they didn't. So here you go. Touchdown Irish. All right. Bottom of your screen here. Man, again, loves man coverage, which is perfect for Staley's system. Look at that. Step for step. Went for it. Nothing. He was on him the entire route. This is one of those plays where the quarterback, just take his shots one-on-one, mano-a-mano. The safety, is playing they're not playing like a deep safety. So man on man, but he's on the entire time. He has actually better leverage, better position to the ball, makes a play on it. Those are the exciting things to see, just his speed and how he's just so good at man. I mean, look at that. This is these underrated things I think that a lot of people probably won't touch on. Here we go. Snap the ball. There's no receiver. Running back's leaking out of the backfield. So now he was running towards up, maybe do a blitz. His running back's actually going to go out on the route. Look at how quickly he never gets a step on him. He's not fluid in his hips right there. Let me put this in full speed here. That fluid right there. He's turning. Here he is facing the quarterback, makes contact with the running back. Boom, turns 90 degrees, and then running step for step with him. Running back never gets a step. That is, great cornerback play there, because that's an easy play where that one little hesitation where he's going forward looking in the backfield, that one little hesitation, the running back then can get a step or two. You get a wheel route there. You see big plays like that in the NFL all the time. Patriots run it all the time when Brady was there. Whoever their running back was. At the bottom of your screen, man coverage. Play away from him, but he's with him the whole time. They don't even look his way very often. Here we go. So here's what I talk about that on that last play. That's that outside leverage, so he can look in the backfield the whole time, which allows you to make a play when it's a running play. Allows you to react quicker. Man coverage again, step for step. Play goes outside the field. Like the safety is already cheating that way. Look at you have two receivers going deep on the bottom of the screen here. One safety deep. He's cheating to your left. And you're still going that way because, Asante's guy cannot get separation at all. I think they actually completed this, if I'm not mistaken, if I could see from that far away. Good pass there for me and Book. Man press coverage again. Does get the completion, so, it's a good route. Good quick crosser, but, he's right on him, gets the tackle. So, say what you want. That's one he got beat. I mean, those are those tough ones to stay with the receiver when they do a run across all the middle of the field, across all the junk. So good completion there, got beat, but hey, made the tackle right away. Keeps it to a 5-yard gain as opposed to a first down. You'll just see the other angle here of them just, sprinting through. Great tackle. Chin to far hip. That's what they teach you in high school. Chin to far hip. Bottom of the screen here, playing a little off coverage. Still man, though. Running play to the outside. Again, bottom of your screen. Yeah, see, ends up being a running play, but no one's getting past him. No one's beating him deep. Faster on tape than he is, in 40 time. He didn't measure, he didn't test great in his pro day. Believe he ran like a 4.5 something, which is not inherently fast for a corner, but he's faster on tape. His game speed's much better than his. There you go. He's on the tackle there on Book. This is again where those instincts you want to see come into play here. I wish I had multiple rewind controls without pulling up all these screens. Ian Book, very good running quarterback in college football. Very good career, winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history. So you see here, little double play action, fake reverse. Oh, this is a reverse. Excuse me. That's not even book running out. So play action or fake handoff to the reverse. Everyone's leaking to your right. So this is a huge play for Asante Samuel. Because if he totally cheats or he falls for that play action, then he's it. He's the last line of defense there. Luckily, Florida State did react fairly well. But again, he's your outside guy. Make sure he cannot get outside of him. Force him in the middle there, hesitate, and then everyone can just jump on. So love that. Great play there. Really solid in the run game. All the games I've watched, everyone talks about his coverage skills, his pass breakups. Doesn't have a lot of his interceptions just because, QBs don't target him, which is all true. But I don't think a ton gets talked about how good he is in run support. He's actually very good, which is, crucial in a Brandon Staley defense. All right, the running play at the middle. Don't need to see anything there. Bottom of your screen here. Again, press man. Yeah, look at that. Okay, go deep here. Nothing doing. I mean, the guy had maybe a slight step if Book would have put it right on the numbers, but he's with him step for step. I mean, that's all you can ask from your corner is to be with the guy step for step. I mean, he is, and I always love that. He deserves credit here, as I'm saying, he's step for step with the guy, but ball's overthrown, touches it. I mean, technically, good coverage, but technically Notre Dame has a step there. I don't know if that's Skowronek. I can't tell his number. If this is Mahomes or Rodgers or even Justin Herbert, this could be a big gainer here. But the pass is in front of him. But I love it in the corner. Woo! No sir, no fly zone. Can't get it. In reality, it's just running a 40. Gotta love that. All right, top of your screen. Man coverage. It's all they run with him, basically. No zone. He can do zone, but he's just that good of a man, that good of man coverage. All right, a little running play there. Got kind of pushed back again, just kind of containing. Okay, did that really not get called for a hold there? It's funny doing these film studies. If you watch my 2-2 Atwa one, you see a lot of plays that you're like, whoa, how did this? And then you see other holding calls get called, and you're like, okay, I don't know how they even saw that, or that was like so minute. This is a pretty egregious hold. I mean, here he comes. Here's the running back coming up the middle. Huge gap there. I mean, it's literally the safety and Samuel, the only two that can really get him. Pretty obvious there. Full jersey. I don't see a flag. That's shocking. I mean, usually if you're literally at the ball carrier, like he was at the point of attack. So can't blame him there. That was an egregious hold. Would have liked to see him make the tackle. See from this angle. Oh, they thought it was like a flop, which it did not look like it to me. Yeah, I mean that's pretty up on his shoulder pad there. Pulling, yanking. Pretty egregious hold there. But all right. Bottom of your screen. Press man, yes again. Didn't bite on it. Good stuff. Here we are against the University of Miami, the U. Bottom of your screen here. I mean, just the anticipation, I think, is off the charts. I'll just go back to that one more time. We'll start rattling through here because I think you're seeing the gist of it. But this is one of those, it really just showmanship kind of thing because it's going to be a toss the other way. But you can still get something out of this because he's watching his receiver. A couple quick hard steps. Doesn't backpedal right away. Some corners right now, the receiver does a really good job selling this here. Like he's going hard for these 3 steps. Boom, boom, boom. See a lot of corners all of a sudden just start jailbreak backpedaling. Asante Samuel does not. Keeps his composure. Never within 2 yards of the guy. Immediately he's right on him. So, I mean, obviously it's a toss the other way, but if they're trying to do that in the future and maybe set up a little bubble screen there thinking they can get cushion, Might know, oh, he's not going to fall for it. Wasted play. Bottom of your screen. Another run play, but here we go again. Bottom of your screen. Yeah, another just short little attempt there, but stays with them. All right, here we are in a little stacked situation. We get 3 receivers. Yeah, it doesn't fall for it. ISO, look at this. Look at this. Trips up top. Fun formation. Trips up top of your screen. Asante's ISO down on the bottom of your screen. Oh, fell to the break there, but quarterback, he had the deep ball. Just didn't hit it. Bottom of your screen again here. Another running play. Ooh, nice play there. All right, staying with them. A little bit of a hand fighting there, but nothing egregious with him the whole time. Never. I mean, you can get the gist here. There's just no one ever open on Asante Samuel, which is exciting. I was talking to someone on Twitter today. Can't remember your handle. I apologize if you do check this video out. You probably know who you're talking about. But he's talking about, hey, we want the next Revis Island. Of course, that's what everyone wants. And I think with Brandon Staley's system, it's more of a secondary island. Everyone moves around, plays intermittently, plays different roles depending on the play. You have certain, some teams have like the same guy's going to play that star position, that nickel corner position. Same guy's going to play that money position, that dime corner position. In Staley's system, it's someone different. Ramsey played it sometimes. Darius Williams played it sometimes. Sometimes you have one of your safeties play it. So that's going to be the same here with the Chargers. But Asante Samuel Jr. can be your lockdown Revis Island. He's just that good. His anticipation, his cerebralness. Again, bottom of your screen there, no one gets a step. I mean, you got to, as a quarterback, you have to just basically have this ball released when this guy's planting. I didn't see a flag there, so this was an attempt to go deep on ASJ, but no dice. Step for step the whole time. I don't know if they just tripped over each other there. All right, a little off here, but still man coverage. Yeah, with him the whole time. Like that's in front of him. All right, here he is at the top of your screen. Looks like a little audible from the sideline there from Miami. Press man, a little bit off. Ends up being a running play. Oh, no, not a running play. Excuse me. But not to his guy. So here we are again. Red zone, 10 light in. Great play there. Okay, let's highlight that a little bit. This is a play design. You're sending your 2 wideouts, the wide are, the X and the Z or so. And then you have your Y receiver most likely here, or maybe an H-back. No, H-back's usually over here. So you're sending these guys out, jailbreaking them. He's going to block to the outside here, and you basically set up a little bubble screen here. And then hopefully if you don't get to the end zone, you're at least getting, 7-8 yards is the plan there. So they set that up. He does a little bubble screen. Samuel Jr. sniffs it out immediately. I mean, look at him. He's on his guy the whole time, but his eyes are in the backfield. He's that ball, and he's breaking on it quick. Basically, not a block whatsoever. Right on it, no gain. Stuff there. Let's just be from the other camera angle here. I mean, it's quick, bang, bang. Here we go against North Carolina. Top of your screen. Kind of getting the end here. I think you guys get the gist, but it's just good, man. I mean, I'm so excited to see him in this defense. I think he's just going to be so good. He's not the biggest guy, but he's not small. I mean, he's not tiny. He's strong. He's faster than he looks. Like I said, faster than he tests. He can really do it all. Super versatile. I think we'll see him line up all over. I think we'll see times when he's lined up at safety. I know people think that's crazy, but I think we'll see certain plays where he'll be the deep man. You put Derwin close to the line of scrimmage, and whether you have Mark Webb or Nasser Adderley or whoever else out there, because that's going to throw offenses off. What's Asante Samuel doing? Lining up back there. This is a chess game. And when you have the horses to do it, that's why your defense can be so good. That's why the Rams were so good last year. The scheme was great, and they had the horses to do it. Now the Chargers get that scheme, and they're adding the horses. Maybe still need to add a few, but they have very talented players there in the secondary. I know Nasser Alley, when he was drafted, remember, guys, everyone was pumped. Just hasn't really lived up to it yet. That doesn't mean he can't. Doesn't mean he's not going to. I think he's going to be one of the guys that's going to thrive the most in this system. But it's because of guys like Asante Samuel Jr. that's also going to allow him to be better at what he does, because you know Asante Samuel's job is going to get done. He's not hanging anyone out to dry, which we saw happen a lot last year in Gus Bradley's system. He left his players out to dry, and then other players left their teammates out to dry because they weren't able to accomplish what was needed. And obviously some of that's due to injury. When you just have a little lesser talent out there, it's going to happen. But, I mean, I'm just letting this roll here because I think we saw the gist of kind of what he brings. But you can just see it again and again. Like, no one gets an extra step on him. He's always step for step. Great anticipation. Sees the ball. Here he is. He's getting blocked. But, again, he's got to keep that outside contain. Forces the guy to the sideline. Out of bounds. So it's a game, but doesn't get behind him. So those are little things that you want to see from a corner. Here he is getting the tackle, after getting blocked downfield. So, yeah, I mean, I think you can kind of see how good of a player ASJ is going to be. I can't wait to see him in preseason, if they'll play much. We'll see if Brandon Staley takes the Sean McVay approach and doesn't play starters at all. So, but I assume as a rookie, he would get some reps, even though he's probably going to be the starter. We'll see, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're enjoying these videos. Like I said, I'm going to try to get through the entire rookie class for both the Rams and the Chargers. So it's a lot of film study. That's 20 or so players. But try to do it. But yeah, let me know. I want to make sure you're enjoying it. If I can do something differently, if they're too long, if you'd rather than be 10, 15 minutes as opposed to 30 minutes. I do get talking some, but I also want to just provide a lot of highlights. I know I've seen some of these where, someone goes over like 4 plays and just talk about those 4 plays over and over. And I try to give you a little bit more meat there, a little more highlights to go over. So we'll see who we'll do next. I'll put a poll up on Twitter actually today. I'm assuming we're probably just going to go round by round though, because it seems like everyone just wants to see the next guy. So we did 2-2 Rams first pick. So I'm assuming we'll probably do Ernest Jones next. I didn't do Rashawn Slater, so maybe we'll do Rashawn Slater for the Chargers next, or we'll get Josh Palmer. I love doing receivers. So a lot of good stuff there. So yeah, guys, follow me on Twitter at Ryan Dyrud, LAFB. If you are watching a little clip of this and don't know where it is, we're on YouTube at LAFB Network. Subscribe to the channel, please. It certainly helps us out. Have these film reviews. We have all of our podcasts on there. My podcast, the LA Football Podcast. We have Compas on the Beat. We have Chargers Unleashed. We have the Rams Brothers podcast. They're all up on the LAFB Network YouTube channel. Obviously, the website, lafbnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for all of our videos, all of our podcasts, all of our articles, all of our merchandise, license shirts with players. Got a lot of good stuff up there. Make sure to check out Brewery X, my friends down in Anaheim. Awesome dudes, awesome beers. Cheers to you guys. Appreciate you for checking this out. We'll talk soon.